afternoon, Tim. Before we look forward to today's action, a quick word on yesterday's action at Fitzgerald Stadium. The first game, first of all, I suppose, West Kerry will be happy after getting through Overstacks.
Oh, you can see, I mean, the body language of both his speech after his interview after the game itself. Liam Higgins was absolutely delighted to be into the last four, the first into the semi-finals for 2005. Great feat by West Kerry, because Stacks obviously went in as favourites to this game because of their form in the county league and coming to get against a probably depleted side down to the fair play. But some people might say coming away from that game that probably South Kerry probably come the best out of it. They needed a game like that again, and will they give a chance to East Kerry again? But that game was won yesterday by South Kerry in the second half. They were leading by 6 points, weren't they?
Yeah, but I suppose they're a wing back. Jerry just carrying a bit of an injury maybe in this game, but just come maybe a week or a fortnight too early for him, and Noel has come in there. And then at left hand forward, Conal Kelly replaces Adrian Hassett, which is much the same situation. Adrian, just carrying a bit of an injury. He will be available to come on if we need it. That we probably would be seen as favourites, I suppose. Haven't been down the road before for the last 2 years, But we are under no illusions that what is going to be put up just by Rathmore. I mean, they're a good club. They're on the county championship for the last number of years, and we've always had tough games with them, so we're under no illusions of what we have to do here.
You've not been having the best of seasons to date, but I guess this is the time of the year traditionally when Rangers...
We mightn't be expected to beat, but we've struggled a small bit, yes, all year. But as you say, this is the time of the year that Rangers really, I suppose, we have no idea why, but it just seems to be the time of the year that we come into a bit of form, and the players, I suppose, are psyched up for county championship, and hopefully it's going to remain the way this year.
Any worries about the pitch?
Small ones, I suppose. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of sand on the pitch. It looks a bit rutted, but it's dry, and I mean, if the day stays dry, we'll be happy enough with it as it stands.
Alright, best of luck to you, John. Gary.
Hello, Joe, are you with us? We haven't. Joe doesn't seem to be able to pick us up for the moment. No, he can't pick us up for the moment. Anyway, Tim, how do you see this game going, Laune Rangers and Rathmore?
Well, it's probably one of the hardest.
Yes, thanks, Gary. I'm with Dennis Moynihan of Rathmore. Dennis, you're lining out as per selected today. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, but I think we prepared absolutely superb for it. We were supposed to play about 6 weeks ago, but Kerry getting down and final we didn't, but we just kept the head down and we're really up for the game.
Of course, it suits going in as underdogs.
It is, we're rightly so, we're underdogs. They're in the county final with 2 years. Past over and missed chance against Gaelic 2 years ago. They could be going for 3 in a row, but we're definitely not here to make up the numbers. We're here to win, and everyone in Rathmore expects us to win, and I expect to win ourselves, and all the players do. So that's a definite. We're third year now at quarter-finals, and we need to get that extra step, and I think we will.
Is it too easy to say you got to keep their inter-county players quiet, and that'll do it?
No, it's proved in a number of years. Laune Rangers have talent all over. They work desperate hard. They tackle vertically hard. I mean, we've inter-county players as well. They're playing as selected. We're concentrating really in our own game, not their game. And I think we're very strong midfield, and we're banking on that we could sway at midfield.
So you're going to do it? You seem fairly confident.
I think everyone's in the camp, and the 30 of us here, we expect to win, and we will win.
All right, best of luck, Dennis. Thanks. Gary.
Joe, conditions-wise down there in the pitch, would it be fair to say the wind playing into the Horan's end?
It is. It's a bit of a cross breeze, but it is heading towards the Horan's end. But it's rising and it's going down. It's not a constant wind. It's blowing up every couple of minutes. Bit of rain as well at the moment.
Right.
As has been mentioned, a lot of sand on the pitch. My one worry would be a bit of false ground. You could see a few guys going over in their ankles today. That would be the worry.
Okay, right, Joe, thank you indeed for that. The rain is beginning to fall here now in the Austin Stack Park. So let's run through both lineouts, and we'll start with Rathmore. They're playing as selected as on the programme, and they have in goal is Jemison Hughes. The full back line is Kieran Cahill, Tom O'Sullivan at full back, and Padraig Reedy at left cornerback. Half back line is James O'Sullivan on the right, Aidan O'Mahony is at centre half back, and Owen Doherty is at left half back. At centre field it's Tim Cronin, the captain, and John Buckley. The half forward line is Michael Reardon, Daniel O'Sullivan, and Shane O'Neill. And the full forward line is Michael A. Kelleher, Damien Casey and Jerry Murphy. Now then, 2 changes on the Laune Rangers side, as we heard. Noel Lynch coming into the side at left half back, replacing Jerry Coffey, and Conal Kelly coming in at left half forward, replacing Adrian Hassett. So the Laune Rangers team today is as follows. Tony Lyons is in goal. The full back line, Conor Falvey on the right, Owen Ferris at full back, and Terence Houlihan at left cornerback. Half back line, Paul Costello wears number 5. Centre half back is John Sheehan, and now coming in wearing number 17 at left half back will be Noel Lynch. At centre field is his brother John Lynch wearing number 8, and Shamie Foley wears number 9. Half forward line, Billy O'Shea is on the right, Liam Hassett is at centre forward, and coming in at left half forward wearing number 18 will be Conal Kelly. And the full forward line, Brian Gannon, the captain, is top of the right. Pa O'Sullivan is at full forward, and left full forward is Mike Frank Russell. Joe mentioned it there, Tim. I suppose we can see county men marking county men.
Well, that's it, but I suppose you can't get too involved in that side of it as well. Every guy has to play his part here today, but you can see the confidence coming from the Rathmore camp there with that interview, Gary. But the big probably the tail here is between the full back line on the Rathmore side and the full forward line. If you look at that full forward line on the Laune Rangers side, these are free scoring forwards. And again, guys that have, even though they play out of Division 2 Rathmore, they're quite capable of playing expansive football. And guys like Michael O'Riordan, Michael Kelleher and Shane O'Neill, they'll open up a defence and they'll really carry the game to Laune Rangers today. But again, they'll have to take leadership, either of these two teams, from their county players.
The experience, I suppose, of Rathmore, I know they lost the county final last year, but that'll stand to them.
Oh, of course, Gary, and like you say, in probably the quarter final over the last few years, that has meant a lot, and they want to go a step further this year and probably further again. And today's their chance, and like I say, they're probably getting long range. I suppose the big thing here is, if you look at West Kerry yesterday, they were like on the casualty list, they were like something from an ER programme building up, but it made no difference to the final result. But the thing with Laune Rangers over the last couple of weeks, they had injuries going back 4 or 5 weeks ago. They have seemed to be cleared up, and that's the advantage with Laune Rangers today.
Well, I can tell you that Liam Hassett is going to line out at midfield. That's one change already. Billy O'Shea is gone to centre half forward, and I think that Shamey Foley looks to be going in at full forward. That is the way Laune Rangers are shaping up their forward line. Pa O'Sullivan has gone top of the right, Shamey Foley has gone in full forward, Mike Frank stays where he is on the left, Conal Kelly is at number 12, at Billy Shea in the 40, and Brian Gannon is at right half forward. That's the way they're lining up. Liam Hassett has gone to midfield with John Lynch. Rathmore are playing as selected, no positional change whatsoever. And right cornerback Kieran Cahill will be taking up Mike Frank Russell. We're just about ready for the start. Our referee this afternoon is Tom McCarthy from Castle Island Desmonds. Rain is rather falling very heavily here now in the Austinstadt Park. We are off and running. First with the ball, Liam Hassett going down for it, and he's lost it to John Buckley. John Buckley is fouled, and Rathmore are going to play against the elements in the first half. They're playing into the John Mitchell side of the field, and the wind will be favouring teams playing into the Horns end of the field. John Buckley going for this again, interrupted by Liam Hassett, touched on the ground by Billy O'Shea back there helping out his defence, and this free will be taken quickly by Aidan Moynihan, or Aidan Mahoney rather, drawing it straight inside and mopped up inside by Tony Lyons, goalkeeper. He plays it out to John Sheehan. John Sheehan in turn gives it to Noel Lynch. Noel Lynch into the side wearing number 17. Back to the brother. This is John Lynch. John wears number 8 at midfield. Long, high, dangerous ball. This is going to be dangerous for the Rathmore defence, but it's well mopped up inside there. This has come out to James O'Sullivan, and the man that mopped it up was Kieran Cahill. Up along the line out to Michael Reardon. Michael Reardon very, very far out from the goal. Michael transfers it into the middle to this big tall midfielder. This is John Buckley. He caused problems around the middle of the field. Back again to Michael Reardon, waiting the first score. Billy O'Shea putting in the tackles there. Liam Hassett putting in the tackles, not letting them settle on the ball. And here now is Aidan Mahoney. Aidan Mahoney going deep into Laune Rangers territory. 3 of them around him, but you took too many steps, says referee Tom McCarthy, and a quick free out, and I suppose, Tim, maybe the right decision.
Yeah, big time. You can see they took a leaf out of the Tyrone book there, Laune Rangers. Plenty of covering back, nowhere for Aidan Mahoney to go, and suddenly it's back in Rathmore hands again now, Gar.
Rathmore defence are in top so far. Tim Cronin, captain, leading by example, playing a 1-2 with John Buckley, his midfield partner. Now he's gone well past the 45. Liam Hassett is closing in on him. Tim Cronin still with possession, lost it now. Going back there is John Lynch. He's in a race for possession there, and John Lynch goes back and helps out that defence, and he's fouled there by Shane O'Neill from Rathmore, and is quickly played outside to Paul Costello. Paul Costello now transfers the ball out to John Sheehan in front of the stand. Long ball for Sheehan, looking for Pa Sullivan. Pa will rise high for it, but again the Rathmore defence hold up very steady indeed, and the full back line are doing the business back there. This is Tom Sullivan coming out of defence. Tom, the overlapping Michael Reardon, and he transfers it up along again to to James Sullivan. Up here now, coming for it is their corner forward Michael A. Kelleher 45 yards out from goal. Liam Hassett putting in the hits. Kelleher goes for the point. This will be a great one if it's gone over, and it is. All of 45 metres out from number 13, Michael A. Kelleher.
Yeah, absolutely great score, but I suppose the initial work was done by the full back line on the Rathmore side, Gary. They're watching that breaking ball. If you can pump into that ball all day, and it's fodder for backs, and work that well up along the sideline, and a great score off the left foot.
Brilliant score, and we're gone 3.5 minutes here in the Austinstadt Park in Tralee. And Laune Rangers, of course, beaten last year in the county final. They'll hope to go a little step better last year. South Kerry defeated them then, and on the way to it, South Kerry defeated Rathmore as well last year. Up they go to the middle of the field, broken down well by John Buckley, and going back there for it will be Noel Lynch. Billy Shea is there with him if he needs to help him out. Let's see, will he? He will. Billy stays there now. Billy Shea, great-hearted man that has given terrific service to the Laune Rangers club. Long ball inside for Shamey Foley. Remember, he's gone in at full forward. He's wearing number 9, but he's at full forward. Slight push there by Padraig Reedy. The referee Tom McCarthy gives the advantage. Conal Kelly, but he took too much out of it to Shamey Foley. The Rathmore defence, Tim, are very impressive in the opening 5
Great
minutes.
cover, and you see the way they push the Laune Rangers midfielder into the corner there. No chance to get into open play, and again they win the free out. Look very fresh, don't they, and fit, this Rathmore side, and very psyched up and alert and really concentrating on this game there.
Well, down for Rathmore as well, Gary. Michael Reardon, their number 10, has got a bit of a problem.
Michael Reardon, yes, I see him down here in front of us. It looks to be a hand problem, I think. Noel Lynch is close to attendance to him, and yes, it's the hand, it's the wrist problem, I think, by Michael Reardon, but I think he'll shake that off fairly quick. Conal Kelly, of course, he's a man lying out at left half forward. Tim, you might know a little bit about this, but this man is an Antrim man. He previously played, I think, a couple of years ago with Cremon. He transferred to Laune Rangers, and he was an under 21 there about a year or two ago, so he's a young prospect.
Very good, and like I say, replacing Adrian Hassett, he won't weaken the side anyway. And the experience is there. Even a young lad, he has experience and should do well today.
He has indeed. Jameson Hughes, the man, the goalkeeper, coming out and giving it to Aidan O'Mahony. Aidan O'Mahony, what a terrific year he had at left wing back for the Kerry team, even left corner back at some stages. Really a find of the last year or two by Jack O'Connor and co. Now then, Aidan O'Mahony gives his man a wing forward an awful lot to do. That's a poor pass though by his standards. Gone out for a sideline ball. Noel Lynch transfers it quickly to Liam Hassett. Liam wearing number 11 but is playing at midfield. The first one for Mike Frank Russell inside, but it's gone over the head of Mike Frank Russell, and coming out very smartly off his goal is Jameson Hughes, the Rathmore goalkeeper, and he plays it up along the line to Shane O'Neill, who's gone very much deep inside there to help out his defence, and Shane gives he met a very heavy shoulder from Paul Costello en route, but on the far side going up the field it's Owen Doherty inside to Jerry Murphy to John Buckley. Great run by the big tall 6-footer John Buckley. 3 Laune Rangers players around him. He plays it out to Damien Casey. Damien Casey splits the post. Rathmore have got off to a great start. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, great score. They're full of confidence at the moment and went up underneath the stand there in a solo effort and inside to the full forward. A great score.
Both sides on the left hand side is full. It's, I would say, well over 3/4 full here now, and nice little sprinkling here in the terrace as well. Noel Lynch goes up for this kick out from Laune Rangers. So far there's 6.5 minutes gone if you've just joined us, and it's 2-0 to Rathmore, who are against the wind, against the elements here in the first half, both from play from Michael A. Kelleher and Damien Casey. Ball dropped inside to Shamey Foley. Shamey's at full forward outside to Billy Shea. Billy took his eye off it for the moment but got it back again, transfers it inside to Conal Kelly. This is the man starting and Conal is brought down, and this is going to be a free, and he's brought down there by James Sullivan. This is going to be the opening score, I would think, to Laune Rangers. Mike Frank Russell is the man with the ball in his hands. Mike wearing number 15. Well, a lot of people thought that Tom O'Sullivan would pick him up, but he hasn't. They've given the benefit of the doubt to Kieran Cahill, and Kieran Cahill is the man who will shackle Mike Frank for the time being. Mike Frank has decided to take this one from the ground. He's about 35 yards out, dead straight in front of the post. Oh, shouldn't have any problems, but he barely made it. You can see the way the sand rose there from the kick on the boot there, Tim. He barely made it, but he got it anyway.
To remind you of playing ball back in Bannabeach, wanted the sand going into the air in front of his eyes and what have you. You can see there the importance of a free taker as well, Gary. We saw it yesterday in the Austin Stacks versus West Kerry. Stacks weren't putting over those frees, and it's a game probably they kicked away in that respect without taking anything away from West Kerry. But you see there Billy O'Shea, a ball in, it was more hit and hope, and won by this young guy Conal Kelly, and Mike Frank punished Rathmore.
Padraig Reedy has gone to full back on the Rathmore side, and Tom O'Sullivan has switched over on Pa O'Sullivan. Out in the middle of the field, Billy O'Shea is fouled, and Billy O'Shea transfers it on quickly to Liam Hassett, who's making the run for him inside. Shamey Foley is the first man who gets off the blocks quick. Foley will transfers it on to Noel Lynch. Noel Lynch down here in front of us in the terrace side, back again to Shamey Foley. There's a shooting chance here, but 3 Rathmore defenders are in his way. One of them is Aidan O'Mahony. Noel Lynch has a pop from nowhere. Goalkeeper's going to leave, and he has to be brave here, and he is. Well held there by Jameson Hughes, and transfers it out now to Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel O'Sullivan in hot pursuit is John Lynch over in front of the stand, right in front of the eyes of the linesman, and John Lynch has robbed him brilliantly in front of the stand there, and John Lynch is fouled by Daniel O'Sullivan, and he quickly takes it to John Sheehan. John Sheehan, former Kerry member, to Billy Shea, former Kerry member. This is Pa Sullivan, another former Kerry man. Current man Mike Frank Russell is after getting this one out. On the overlap is Noel Lynch. With him is Michael Reardon. Michael Reardon fouls Noel Lynch, and maybe now, Tim, that's what the Laune Rangers defence will have to do, take the game to the Rathmore backs.
Yeah, it's very hard to stop that sort of attack. You'd know Noel Lynch coming down probably from the wing back side of the pitch and transferring a great pass by Mike Frank inside, and he had to be fouled, and gives another chance to Mike Frank to level matters.
Well, we're gone about 8.5, coming up to 9 minutes. This is a tight one, but it's really is a scoreable one for Mike Frank Russell. He's about just slightly to the left of post. It's going to be a tricky one. Does he get it? No, it comes off the upright in actual fact inside, and alive to his own Doherty, the left half back for Rathmore. So that's a let off for them. Padraig Reedy helped in the assistance there of Period. Right in front of the stand, Aidan O'Mahony goes on a run and he takes on the whole of the Laune Rangers team and it transfers it up along the line again to Jerry Murphy. Jerry 60 yards out from goal, looking at his options, still holding on to possession as Jerry Murphy. Now he picks out a good ball inside from Michael A. Kelleher. Kelleher has already got 1 point. Still Kelleher, 45 out from goal, putting it on the trusted left peg. This is an absolutely brilliant point from Michael A. Kelleher. This guy's on song.
Well, it's absolutely lovely to see those sort of... That's the way the game of football should be played. Nice open play, played inside to the forward. The forward turns over the bar. Great score there, Gary. And that's a huge feature of Kerry football down through the years. And pity we can't see more of it at inter-county level. Taking a score from that distance. Brilliant score.
A brilliant score, even against the elements. So then the scoreboard tells us it's 3 points to 1 in favour of Rathmore. All 3 coming from play. 2 from Michael Kelleher and 1 from Damien Casey. And then the other side, Mike Frank Russell free. That is it. 3 points to 1. 10 minutes exactly gone in the first half here of the first game of the second day of quarterfinals. Coming up afterwards, of course, it will be the meeting of Ungoiltucht and Dr. Crokes out to the middle of the field again, and this time it's Laune Rangers who get the calling right. John Sheehan, but he's lost possession, and in fact John Buckley was adjudged to have fouled John Sheehan. I think he did there, in fairness. Tom McCarthy well up with the play, and John Sheehan is the man with possession. John down to Liam Hassett, quite enough by Liam's own standard so far, but we're only gone 10 minutes into the game. Liam drives a high one for Pa Sullivan, up he goes and is broken from Pa into Conal Kelly. There's a goal on here for Laune Rangers and Colin Kelly, and he kicked it. Was he fouled as he kicked it? The ball has gone to the right and wide. The umpire says it was right, but it was touch and go to him.
Yeah, he was bearing down and goes. A great ball inside in the first instance, but like I say, great covering by the back, and if you can get away with that being a defender, well good. He was right on his boot when he kicked that ball and out went wide.
Well, he did. He went for the score. Colin Kelly definitely went for the goal, went for the bottom right hand corner, but unfortunately for him, he put it to the right and wide, but he made a good run, and Pa Sullivan, the high ball into Pa Sullivan, broken down. He beat Tom O'Sullivan, in fairness, for that high ball. Tom now has gone back into full back again, and Padraig Reedy has gone out to left corner, so there's chopping and changing inside in the full back line there at Rathmore. So far they're doing the business. John Buckley, a lot of ball has gone through him so far, and himself and John Lynch are having a fair old battle. Poor hand pass there though from John Buckley. He's put Padraig Reedy in a little bit of problems over there in front of the stand, but they rectified and they sort things out, and Rathmore come out of the attack again. Low ball now, driven up. Jerry Murphy he's come a long way out from his left corner forward position. It's left inside to Damien Casey. Damien Casey on the overlap is Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill in plenty of room now. Will he pop this? There's not much motion or movement inside in the full forward line. Damien Casey now has come out from there. He transfers it back into Jerry Murphy. The advantage is given to Rathmore, and now for a late challenge there by, was it
Owen Ferris?
It was Owen Ferris, yes. The full-back, Owen Ferris, has got a ticking there for a late challenge there on Damien Casey. Rathmore will be the happier so far, Tim.
Well, they will. They're in control. They've loads of possession, and they're actually working the ball well, you can see. And there's great support play as well, even though I suppose there's good covering back in the full-back line by the Laune Rangers side. Well played to the ref there, Gary, in that instance. You see where the attacker got no advantage as a scoring chance, and he brought it back and gave him the free.
And this free is by Jerry Murphy. He'll take it from his hand. Jerry shooting against the elements, but unfortunately he's put this one to the left and wide. Jerry Murphy, of course, will always be known, and rather maybe unfairly, for the goal, which was never a goal, against Tipperary back in, what year was it, Tim? Late 90s, wasn't it?
The late 90s, yeah. They hit the side net, and Gary, and the umpire went up with his flag, didn't he? He gave us up. We didn't complain, did we?
We didn't complain that evening at all. Now then, this kick out to be taken by Tony Lyons. He's using the red colour tee, and he gets great trajectory with it out to the middle of the field. Liam Hassett goes high for it and is broken from him. There as well as Tim Cronin, but it's John Sheehan who mops it up to the other John. This is John Lynch. John Lynch driving it down now from Mike Frank. Mike Frank has the legs for this one. He holds it well. He's 60 yards off from goal. Foul there by Tim Cronin. Mike Frank wants a bit of movement quick, but Tom McCarthy's going to call back Tim Cronin. Now, I don't really think this deserves a booking. Well, in fairness, it's a ticky. It was clumsy, Tim, more than anything.
But a bit of cynical fouling as well, because Mike Frank was turning. He was going to open up the play there. He had that little nudge, but I suppose anybody would do just to stop this man, because he can spray a pass anywhere, and he puts it inside now.
Liam Hassett takes the free to Shamey Foley. Shamey Foley turns, and Shamey Foley gets their first score from play from Laune Rangers, and we've gone 40 minutes into the first half. It's 3 points to 2.
Yeah, that sort of play with Laune Rangers has come over years of experience, knowing the guys are making the run. A quick free in, tuck advantage into open play over the bar. Laune Rangers have always been good down through the years, and that's how they won the club championship.
No doubt about that. And the tee is going to be used as well by Jameson Hughes here for the Rathmore goalkeeper. So then, Aidan O'Mahony still lining out at centre half back. Billy O'Shea still at the centre half forward position. And Jamison Hughes, here he goes, out into the middle of the field again. Up goes big John Buckley, and he had it for a while, but he lost it, but it's gone back again now. Aidan O'Mahony, Liam Hassett, his clubmate, comes to meet him, or his inter-county mate, and again a poor pass from Aidan O'Mahony, but he was under immense pressure there from Liam Hassett. Noel Lynch takes the quick line ball to Liam Hassett, who's driving it long again inside over the top, and Pa Sullivan is coming for this, and it is broken nicely for Pa soccer style, pulling this, but Hughes came out of the goal. Jamison Hughes was out like a flash from the goal line and cleared it to danger, and good goalkeeping there, Tim.
Yeah, but that seems to be a tactic at the moment. Liam Hassett is spraying in past, he's on the ball again. That's what they're doing, playing the ball inside, and hopefully somebody will run on, and Pa Sullivan got inside the defender, but great covering by the keeper coming out as well, closing down the angle.
Well, I think he's giving is this a 45 metre kick? It must be a 45 he's giving from here. Well, if Mike Frank is taking it from his hand, it must be a free he's giving. I can't understand that decision anyway. But anyway, it's a free driven inside by Mike Frank to Shamey Foley, and Shamey has it again at the edge of the square. He gives it now to Billy Shea. On the overlap is John Sheehan for Laune Rangers. Danger here, and John Sheehan puts it over the bar. All the way up from centre half back. The sides are level at 3 points each.
Well, he's done several of those runs over the years, John Sheehan. He's done it with Kerry, and now he's doing it with his club. But again, that's the tactic, to pump it in wide, and Shamey Foley's starting to win ball as well there inside. He's coming off the defenders, coming out, creating the angle, and great overlapping play there by John Sheehan, the inter-county player. I won't say ex because he might be back into the scene again.
I suppose, team, looking back at it as well from the start, it's a good sign of the Rathmore camp. They have the utmost confidence in the team they've picked, because the team from 1 to 15 is lining out in the exact same position. There's no different numbers, there's no changing here there, which true. Most teams do.
Well, they run a very tight operation down there. There's 20 players, and any one of those players could actually be on the first 15, and I think that's their advantage this year, especially at the championship side. Like I say, they play out of Division 2, but that means nothing when it comes championship, does it?
I saw them actually playing my own club in Division 2 this year, and by God, they were fairly impressive, no doubt about that, for Rathmore. Now then, out in the middle of the field is Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel is fouled, and Aidan O'Mahony is up like a flash to take the quick free, and Aidan drives it inside for Jerry Murphy again in a battle with Conor Falvey. Going for it is Damien Casey. The referee decides that it's going to be a free out to Laune Rangers for probably a push in the back, maybe by Damien Casey or Jerry Murphy, one of them over there on the far side in the right corner back position. This ball is driven long inside for Brian Gannon. He's gone way back in his half back line. It's a line ball, gone off one or two of the Rathmore players over there. We're 16 and a half minutes gone here in the first half. If you've just joined us, you're welcome to the Austin Stack Park. We're live for the first quarter final. You'll join us at 3 points apiece. 3 from play for Rathmore, 2 for Michael A. Kelleher, 1 from Damien Casey, and for Laune Rangers, Shamey Foley, John Sheehan and Mike Frank Russell free. Laune Rangers into the attack once again, Rathmore into the attack once again, and this is their corner forward, a man that has caused problems so far, Michael A. Kelleher. This time he's getting enough of it from Terence Holohan, but he's gone inside Holohan again. Kelleher, he looks a live wire, and well, I think that's harsh enough by Tom McCarthy now to penalise him for travelling.
It was harsh enough. There was nothing in it, probably a step or whatever, but like I say, he was looking, there was no real support to that side for him that time to play the ball, so he had to try and take it in himself. But I suppose the ref was closer than we were, Gary.
Well, I suppose he was, and heaved the whistle in. I don't have a whistle. Liam Hassett takes it and he plays it on to their corner forward. That's Brian Gannon, who's gone way out from his corner forward role. He's playing in the wing, of course. Noel Lynch now drives it long and high for Pa Sullivan. Big Pa breaks it down to Shamey Foley again. Scoring chance for Foley. Brilliant block down there by Tom O'Sullivan, and helped out there by Owen Doherty, who transfers it up to Aidan O'Mahony. Brilliant block down, and in turn Billy O'Shea does a half a block down, but Laune Rangers are back in possession. It's John Lynch taking the ball now and taking it in past Owen or Aidan O'Mahony. Still John Lynch. Outside him is Conor Kelly. Loose man inside Billy O'Shea, but a great interception by John Buckley, and it had to be because Billy O'Shea was in all on his own. He got inside the we'll call it the offside trap for want of a better word, but a great build inside there. Good defending by John Buckley. Here now is Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel, the 40 yards man for Rathmore. With him outside there is his number 12, Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill in over the top again, and this is going to be bread and butter for Tony Lyons, coming out of his goal and transfers it on to Noel Lynch. Noel Lynch now to Liam Hassett. Liam Hassett playing very deep, playing in midfield, of course, helping out his defence back there. Good ball from Liam Hassett down to this side of the field, and this is he's here, there and everywhere. Brian Gannon, he's holding up no real regular position at all, is Brian Gannon. Brian Gannon now left footed, long and high again for Mike Frank. There's a pulling of the jersey by Tom Sullivan inside there, and Shamey Foley. The referee didn't spot that one. Mike Frank says, or the ref says to Mike Frank, get up and get on with it, you're not getting a free for that. And Aidan O'Mahony comes out. This is a very good first half display by Rathmore against the Elements. 3 points apiece. Long ball inside again for Damien Casey. Damien Casey taking on 3 of the Laune Rangers players. Oh, but that kick from Damien Casey, it's going to stay in play. but it's I don't think it will be any great benefit. It won't, because back there Laune Rangers doing well, coming out of defence there. Owen Ferris back there amongst others, and this is no Lynch. No Lynch now, transfers it outside to Liam Hassett. The other number 11 is Damien Casey. He's not letting him go up the field. He's fouled him. Tom McCarthy's going to pull him over, and this is going to be a ticking, I think, for Damien Casey. It is indeed null. Liam Hassett gets on quickly with it to John Sheehan. John Sheehan now on his half-back line. Not a whole pile of movement inside the Laune Rangers for foul line. This is Shamey Foley, but Tom Sullivan uses all his stability and uses all his guile and graft to get the ball away from Shamey Foley, and it's up along the line here now to the right corner forward, Michael A. Kelleher with Terence Houlihan doing the best to keep him at bay, and he does very well. Good defending there by Terence Houlihan, Tim.
Yeah, great defending. It's played. The game has actually been played between the two 14-yard lines at the moment, Gary. The final pass is breaking down. There's not a lot of movement on both sets of forwards. The full forward line, they're very stagnant, and the defenders will love that all day if they can come out and break a ball or out in front of you and beat you to that ball.
Billy O'Shea drives it long, but this is again going into the Laune Rangers full forward have lost their shape totally. There's no doubt about that. We'll have to have a chat about that now in a minute, but they've totally lost their shape. Mike Frank is sometimes inside in his own pass. Sullivan is inside. Shamey Foley has now come out. Aidan O'Mahony on the ball now. He's seen a world of ball in the opening 20 minutes here in the Austin Stack Park, and that's what he's gone. 20 minutes. Going back for it is Paul Costello of Laune Rangers. Paul Costello. Pass gone astray. Jerry Murphy gives a cracking shoulder to Conor Falvini, puts him down, and Jerry Murphy for Rathmore inside to Damien Casey, but a pass goes astray. It's still in Rathmore hands though. It's picked up by Daniel O'Sullivan. Sullivan to the overlapping Jerry Murphy with the outside of the right boot. Jerry Murphy has put it unfortunately to the right and wide, but Tim, going back to the Laune Rangers attack up here, they've lost their total shape.
Yeah,
here.
they have. Sometimes they're actually looking at each other, Mike Frank, to see who's making the space, who's making the opening, and there they've been cut out of position a couple of times. Ball sent over the top, and they're miles away from it, and they're not going to win a game that way. I think that's the reason why the game is at 3 points apiece at the moment. That final thing with both sets of forwards is breaking down. But like I say, they look the more dangerous probably when they're going forward, don't they?
Especially with the elements and the wind in the first half. You would expect the Laune Rangers half-hour line to probably push up a little bit more.
I'm surprised, especially with a man like John Evans in the sideline that's been through it all before, that that they should push up, because the ball will travel down to them. But they seem to be winning the 50-50 ball as well, the Rathmore backs.
They do. Well, it's a very hard one to call so far. We're 21 minutes gone here in the opening half, and it's dead level. It's 3 points to Rathmore, 3 points to Laune Rangers. Laune Rangers building again from the back in the shape of Terence Houlihan. Houlihan is the judge now to have taken a few steps. I don't know. Well, Tom McCarthy, he just definitely shouldn't have thrown the ball away like that, and he's going to be penalised the yardage for that now. But I question a couple of these decisions. There's no doubt about that. Inside his Owen Ferris. Owen Ferris mops this one up back to Houlihan again. He'll get rid of it quickly this time, and he does, and he gives it to John Lynch. John Lynch, very strong player, is the midfielder, former Kerry Minor midfielder, of course. Back a few years back. This is Liam Hassett now. Liam Hassett has Conall Kelly with him. Conall, the man from Antrim, gives a hand pass inside to Brian Gannon. Brian Gannon is intercepted by Michael Reardon. Michael Reardon is fouled. Transfers it on to John Buckley. Buckley inside to the corner now to Damien Casey. He's already got 1 point off Owen Ferris. Damien Casey isolated in the right corner forward position. He needs support, and he needs it fairly fast. And now Tom McCarthy has decided that he fouled the ball inside in the corner forward position.
I mean, like I say, he was a nice bit away from the play as well. He's very sharp on those things today, isn't he? The bit of travelling, because there's not many in those steps they're carrying. Other refs would let that go, Gary.
Yeah, I think they would. I don't know. I think, as the old saying is, when you hear the ref all the time, maybe you shouldn't be hearing him. I think he's very whistle happy here in the opening half. And here's Mike Frank Russell. Mike Frank is trying to get around the cornerback, Padraig Reedy on the left foot. Mike Frank has beautifully pointed it over the bar. Laune Rangers hit the front for the first time.
Well, I suppose he's always been known as the babyface assassin, and putting over scores like that, Gary, he's well used to it on his left or right foot, and that's what these guys can do. Their inter-county experience plus the talent that you're looking on. Special players do special things on special days, and he's one of those guys, and he's well able to take his score.
Well, we have a fantastic crowd now here in the Austin Stack Park this afternoon, and we're gone 23 and a half minutes here in this opening half. Laune Rangers hit the front for the first time. 4 points to them, 3 points to Rathmore, and Jameson Hughes is the man with the kick out once again for Rathmore. Good trajectory, high ball outside to the middle, and up they'll go for it, and it's broken from John Buckley out there, and it's mopped up, and Laune Rangers are getting a lot of the breaks out around the middle now in the last 10 minutes. Liam Hassett in particular gives it inside for Shamey Foley. Good defending there by Tom Sullivan, and touched on the ground. We agree with that decision, but again, for an indiscretion on Shamey Foley's behalf, the ball is brought forward. And well, Laune Rangers and John Evans will be trying to get this message. They'll have to brush up on their conduct out there, because they're giving away needless yardage to the Rathmore boys, and that's something I'd say that John would probably be addressing at half-time. Back with the action, Michael Reardon inside, and there definitely was a pull in the jersey there by Terence Houlihan, he can't have no complaint about that one, Tim.
Well, no, but I think the corner forward's looking for that all day. You know, he's looking to turn when the ball is played to him, and he is well held there. And like I say, the ref is calling the defender on the Laune Rangers side at the moment, and he's having a chat to him.
Yeah, it's Terence Houlihan, the man who's being called aside there. Well, it's not a yellow card or anything like that. It's just a brief word into the ear of Terence Houlihan, and this free now is about 35-40 yards out. It's quickly taken in actual fact by Michael Reardon. Low ball inside and a bit of tugging there. This time it's gone the way, it's gone against Jerry Murphy, it's gone pro Conor Falvey, and it's going to be a free out to Laune Rangers.
It's got very scrappy now, Gary, has the play is breaking down and the ref is pulling these little thing. There's no movement. It was a lot better for the first 5-10 minutes.
It was indeed
very stagnant in their play at the moment, both
very
sides.
much. Connell Kelly back to Liam Hassett, and there's a lot of late tackles going in there too, which is not nice to see. Mike Frank holds a good one, but he's lost it at a vital moment, and fair play to Kieran Cahill, who stuck to his grounds and stuck with Mike Frank and robbed him there brilliantly. And Aidan O'Mahony is the centre of everything. He's taken all the frees from the half back line. This ball is driven long inside now. Jerry Murphy again fouled his corner back, Conor Falvey. I think if we took a note, it's a pity we didn't take note of the frees. We must be gone into the 50-60 mark at this stage.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and sometimes a ref is probably a benefit. You don't want to be talking about the ref tomorrow morning, you know, talking about destroying a game or anything, but he's very finicky about certain things today. He's pulling guys that normally other players, if you want to let the play open and let the play travel, he's pulling and things like that, and that's stop-start, and that gets frustrating for both sides.
That was not travelling. That was not travelling. That is a bad call.
I think I don't like to criticise refs because we have to be neutral here and what have you, but like I say,
we've got to call it as you see it. I mean, Noel Lynch was coming out there now with 3 steps. He took a heavy shoulder, he went back with a bang. That was not travelling, or he wasn't even charging.
He's picking a little thing every 2 minutes, like he's stopping the play for something, and the players are going to get frustrated on both sides, and they're going to continue to do things like that, and play is breaking down, and now there's a free for Rathmore.
Michael Reardon drives this free high and over the bar. This guy is a good free taker as well. We're level here, 25 gone, 4 points each.
Yeah, the first point from a free, isn't it? The other 3 are from play. Like I say, and they're gathering a lot of possession at the moment, Rathmore, but like I say, this stop-start game, it's actually spoiling the game, because it start off beautifully, open play and players running, but now he's pulling for little things because there's a bit of tight marking going in, and the ref is pulling for the least little things and is stopping the play, and that's quite a big pity.
Well, I see the Rathmore selectors are down here in the huddle. Kieran O'Keefe, of course, Padraig Murphy and Donny O'Connor, and they're having a bit of a chat. Is there anything they might do? Well, so far they can be happy with this first half performance. Liam Hassett is the man in again to the territory to John Sheehan, the attacking centre half back. He's already got 1 point. After him is the other number 6, Aidan O'Mahony. Still John Sheehan looking up, trying to give it outside to Pa Sullivan once again. The defence holding firm, and Tim Cronin is coming out here, but Tim Cronin loses possession to Connell Kelly. Connell Kelly had it, and Connell Kelly lost it and fell himself, and unfortunately for him, Tom O'Sullivan was pulled on the way out. The jersey pulled there. This is going to be a free in free out to Rathmore. Tim, I'm very impressed with the Rathmore defence.
Well, they're brilliant, they're great cover, but actually I suppose Laune Rangers are playing into their hand as well, Gary. They're carrying the ball into the centre, there's plenty of cover across. Their guys not able to take, and I'm surprised with the likes of Liam Hassett and even Mike Frank when he travels out, and Billy O'Shea, players playing in the half forward line should be able to slot a point from 25-30 yards, but they're walking in, playing into the hands of the Rathmore side. But you have to credit the Rathmore side there. They're fighting for every ball once it falls down their own 21.
Well, they're stuck in this big time. John Sheehan takes the free, but the referee says he took it from the incorrect position and has called him back. So is this going to be a throw ball if he took it from the incorrect position? No, it's not. He's getting the jeers from the stand and from the terraces and on this side. Anyway, Billy O'Shea takes us. Oh, poor one by Billy. Aidan O'Mahony, great defending by the man from Rathmore. Fantastic defending. Aidan was alive to it. Back to Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill up along again to Aidan O'Mahony. Pulled to the ground there by Paul Costello. The referee gives him the advantage, and now he's lost the advantage, Aidan O'Mahony, and it's going to be a free out to Laune Rangers. But as you say, Tim, it has gone very scrappy.
It's gone scrappy, and like I say, we don't want to be negative about the ref, but if this ref was above an Ulster, he wouldn't get in too many games because no player would survive. But like I say, too finicky about things, you know, and you can't be doing that. You have to let the play open. You have to be small but more flexible. And you can see all you have to do is have a look at the score line, Gary. 4 points apiece, and we're so far into the first half. You know, there's something about this game, and you don't want the ref to decide the result.
There's a yellow card being brandished there, I think, to Jerry Murphy and to Conor Falvey, but it's not a dirty way in any particular
It's
means.
not dirty, but that's why I'm saying
physical.
Yeah, physical, but you know, the ref can go too far in picking up little things, and you're breaking down the play, and we all came here to see open football today, and both sides want to play open football, but you don't want to be stopped for the least little thing.
Well, Aidan O'Mahony knocks out another attack, and this is via Shane O'Neill, driven long inside to the square, and Noel Lynch will have to be good here, and in fact he leaves it to his full back Owen Ferris. who transfers it out to Noel Lynch. One again, getting a little bit blustery here now once again in the Austin Park. John Sheehan coming courageously out of defence and transfers it on to his wing, or his cornerback. This is Terence Houlihan. Terence will drive it long for Pa Sullivan. We're a minute to go from full time, or from half time rather. This is Pa O'Sullivan. Pa's yet to get on the scoreboard. Pa O'Sullivan still in possession inside in the corner forward position, gives it out to Mike Frank. This will be a crossfield ball for Billy O'Shea. For Conall Kelly in fact goes in and gets it. Two Rathmore men around him. He'd need to get rid of it. Good decision this time, referee. That's a good decision. I won't be against you all the time in case you think I am. That's a good decision. Conall Kelly should have got rid of that long ago. He made no attempt to get rid of it. Here's Tim Cronin and Liam Hassett in hot pursuit. Now then, who's going to get one around? Will there be another score just before half time? Maybe psychological, if nothing else. It would be the nice little bit of a move. It's 4 points apiece. That's gone out over the sideline. This is going to be a line ball to Terence Houlihan. We're coming up on 29 and a half minutes of the opening half. There won't be a lot of injury time, maybe about a minute or two, not a whole pile I wouldn't think. John Lynch transfers it on to Billy O'Shea in front of the stand. Billy O'Shea drives it long for Shamey Foley. Shamey Foley taking on Tom Sullivan. Foley doing well, he's got a point already. Shamey Foley's looking for his second and he's got it. That's a good score from Shamey Foley, and the Laune Rangers into the lead again.
Yeah, Shamey's been a threat probably, since the outset of the game. He winning ball in front with his positioning now on the foot forward and running at angles, and well able to take a score as well. But like I say, I suppose the talking point at half time, Gary, will be how small. I wonder what the future of Kerry football is with a score line like that, with players at this level. We've inter-county players there today, and I suppose they're attributing to it as well. The standards should be a lot higher, and plus we'll talk about the ref as well at half time.
Well, we'll have a lot of things to talk about at half time. It is almost half time. There's 30 minutes gone here. Crowds are still coming into the Austin Stack Park, would you believe? Of course, the other one coming up, the big one as far as followers are concerned. The meeting of Crokes and Gerthick coming up a little bit later on. Liam and Weeshy will be doing that one, and it is at the moment 5 points to 4 in favour of Laune Rangers. A 1 point lead. Will that lead be enough? Next half an hour will tell a lot. Great catch by Liam Hassett. First decent catch of the afternoon. Liam transfers it to John Lynch. John Lynch loses possession but gathers it again. On the overlap is Shamey Foley. He's caused problems today. Shamey's bearing down and goal! Oh, what a cracking goal from Shamey Foley. The overlap was there, brilliantly transferred on, and he rammed it home.
Yeah, magnificent work. You can see how he fielded it well, Liam Hassett, in the first instance. But like I say, we've just been speaking about he's been a threat with his aerial dominance earlier in the game, scoring his point while ago, and that was massive. That was clinical stuff. Great finish.
That's a big lift for half time for Laune Rangers.
It's a massive lift, and that's something Laune Rangers are quite capable of doing that, like town teams or what have you. They're quite capable of getting a goal at any point of the game, and that's a tonic right before you go into the break.
Well, the break it is, because that's the half-time whistle from Tom McCarthy, and the half-time score here in the Austin Stack Park, 1-5 to 4 points. Great boost for them. Let's go straight down to the sideline and to Joe O'Mahony.
Yes, with me I've got Laune Rangers selector John Griffin. John, no offence, but I don't think you're 4 points the better after that first half. You shouldn't be.
No, not at all. We've used the ball very poorly. Rathmore obviously put it up to us and have played very well, but we've been very disappointed with our own performance. I mean, our use of the ball is terrible. We've given the ball away time and time again coming out of defence, and I think we've shown in the last 2 minutes if we get the ball forward, we're going to make the chances. Possibly miss the goal chance early on, which would have given us a bit of a lead. But we're absolutely delighted going in 4 points up, because we definitely don't deserve to, but we'll take it.
The lad said it in commentary there. You seemed a bit disjointed up front.
Yeah, we just don't seem to be getting it together. I suppose all the best laid plans in the training field just don't come off when you go out there, and I suppose we just have to work on it now for the 10 minutes and try and get it back moving again.
I guess half time came at the wrong time for you, because you seem to be building up the momentum.
Yeah, we just seem to be on a bit of a run. I suppose just got the 2 chances there before half time, to give us that bit of a lead, but we'll take it.
Okay, John, best luck for
the count handicap, and maybe stepped up to listed cash shortly. Well, the opener here at Limerick at 2:10, the 2 mile 5 novice hurdle, has been won by number 8 Mossbank, a 9-1 chance, which cruised through after the second last to win most impressively by 3 lengths from Power Station for local trainer Michael Howrigan and Yarhill jockey Dennis O'Regan. The complete result of the opener here at Limerick: first number 8 Mossbank at 9-1, second number 9 Power Station at 7-2, third number 5 Liscooney at 14-1, and fourth number 6 Sonny and Joe at 7-1, and all 18 ran. And rejoin me later for further news. From Limerick Racecourse, this is Pat Griffin for Radio Kerry Sport.
We certainly will. Thank you very much indeed for that, Pat. And with that, we hand back to Gary O'Sullivan and Tim Moynihan for second half coverage of Laune Rangers and Rathmore from Austin Stack Park, Tralee. Back to you, Gary.
Radio Kerry Sports, live from Austin Stack Park, Tralee, for Laune Rangers versus Rathmore in the County Championship quarter-final.
Cheers. Cheers, Alan. Thank you very much indeed. You're welcome back. Second half has just begun, but it's only about 30 seconds old. And as the game second half started, two players down injured at the moment. One of them, I think, is Conor Falvey on the Laune Rangers side, and it looks to be John Buckley on the Rathmore side. It's a close-in free to Rathmore. There are no changes on either side at half time. In fact, Conor Falvey doesn't look too happy inside there with I think it was an off the ball challenge, was it maybe, Tim?
I think he just got a knock to the tummy, small bit winded, Gary.
Okay, Joe. Well, Joe's closer to the action than we are, and yes, Conor Falvey looks to be up and about all right. This now, Tim, I presume it's going to be a scoreable free. It is a scoreable free from Jerry Murphy, and it's going to be a vital one.
Yeah, very important that he scores this, especially after conceding that goal before half time. They really need to get into it now, Gary.
Well, Jerry Murphy takes that score, and there now is a goal between them. 1 minute into the second half, 1-5 to Laune Rangers, 5 points to Rathmore. If you were Kieran O'Keefe or if you were John Evans, what would you have said at half time, Tim?
Well, I think it's more of the same really from Rathmore. They've done nothing wrong, I suppose. It's just a case of, I suppose, trying to take those scores. What they were doing, they were trying to walk the ball into the net at times, but the scores they had, they were brilliant scores, and it's very important that they stay in touch now, Gary. We saw it yesterday to Laune Rangers in the second half.
Well, there is no doubt about that, and you can definitely be sure of that. And the wind has got very strong here since the game started. It's got very blustery here now in the Austin Stack Park, and it could
it's like a scene from a western into Gary. The sand going into the air, and there's so much sand in Austin Stacks Park. I can understand how the colours were complaining about it.
All we're missing is the loaded guns, I think, now at this stage, and the holsters. Anyway, John Sheehan is the man in possession down there, and John Sheehan has been fouled on the way out, and he's having a titanic battle there with Damien Casey, and Damien might as well walk away from it because it's going to be a free out anyway to John Sheehan and to Laune Rangers, and John Sheehan takes that quick free to John Lynch. John Lynch now. Rathmore really will have to be physical, and they are. They get the first one in there from Michael Reardon, and back there with possession is Billy O'Shea all the way back there, and three of them are swarming around him, and it's got a little bit nasty inside there now then between one or two of them, and maybe Tim, Rathmore have been told to get a little bit physical, or with more physical with Laune Rangers.
Yeah, well, I suppose nobody goes out to do that sort of thing, but when a player swings a hand, you have to, other players go in and try and protect, but now they've won the free now, Rathmore, and like I said, they could take it to 2 points.
And I think they will take it to 2 points, and this is I think this is Michael Reardon that's taking this one. It looks to be from where we are. Anyway, let's continue. It's Michael Reardon, the right half forward, wearing number 10 with the left leg. The umpire puts up the white flag. There's only two between them. Great start to the second half.
Yeah, that's the start they wanted. It's very important that they didn't let Laune Rangers go down the other side and score after winning that goal in the before half time. And it's important. Like I said, they put two points together. Jerry Murphy, that was his first free putting over. He missed a couple in the first half, and players like that have to stand up and be counted and take advantage of every free they get.
We're gone 3.5 minutes of the second half. It's now 1-5 to 6 points. Well, what this wind will play along down here. I see Jerry Lynch is down here from Ballymac. He, of course, is the Ballymac referee, and he's the linesman today. And it is getting extremely blustery down here now in the Austin Stack Park, and going for it there in the middle of the field is the centre half forward, or it's fact it's John Lynch who's picked it up now for Laune Rangers. John Lynch is fouled. There are two men tangling for God's earth down in the field, and no sense to it. Owen Doherty is one, Liam Hassett is the other, and the two of them, I think Tom McCarthy should have just a little bit of a word into the ear and say, come on lads, get on with it, play football, that's what it's all about, and probably that's what he has done. But anyway, they've separated from each other, and now it is corner forward Brian Gannon inside to Mike Frank being closely marked by Kieran Cahill all afternoon. Cahill is doing well in him so far. This is Mike Frank going through again. Mike Frank looking up for support. The support comes in the shape of Liam Hassett is going through now, gets inside Tim Cronin. Still Liam Hassett, he'd need to get rid of it. Billy Shea is there to help him out. Billy Shea back out to Mike Frank, but the Rathmore defence are holding on like tigers. They really are battling for everything, and Billy O'Shea is not getting a chance to play, or not getting a chance to get rid of the ball, and now Mike Frank plays it all along to Pa Sullivan. This is an effort from Shamey Foley, I think, driven long inside. Brilliant score, and Laune Rangers answer back in supreme style there, Tim.
Absolutely great score, because you saw in the first instance where Mike Frank was well covered, and likewise Liam Hassett, they actually had to turn away from goal and work it out again. But that's what you have to do when the game is so tight in the full back line on both sides, that you have to try and take your scores from far out, and that's a feature of great Kerry teams of the past and club teams.
Substitutions coming on there, Joe.
Yes, number 17 Michael D. Cahill is coming in for number 11 Daniel O'Sullivan.
So then Daniel O'Sullivan got off. Mike D. Cahill coming in. Well, Mike D. be well known throughout to Kerry Fowler's, former Kerry minor footballer, of course, himself in his own right. Mike D. is in, and out in the middle of the field is Liam Hassett coming through again. 1-6 to 6 points now. Liam Hassett fouled there by a combination of James Sullivan and John Buckley. speaking of Shamey Foley, Tim, 1 goal and 3 points from play today.
Yeah, massive play, and he's wearing number 9 in his back, Gary. Amazing. If you were reading the play tomorrow, you would say, any guy. Great move by John Evans and the selectors.
Well, of course, he is playing full forward pass. Sullivan takes a beautiful free from 45 yards out and lands it over the crossbar. And again, Laune Rangers just seem to be able to come back and answer when Rathmore.
Yeah, they seem to have the edge on that side, Gary. Like I say, the importance of having a free taker means so much. Even if you get a score from play, to go down again and be able to kick a free, it's very important. Even for teams playing poorly, it keeps them in a game. And when you have the advantage, that hunger is still there to get more. And to have players like that are able to take a free can win games.
Jamison Hughes is the man with the kick out. 1-7 to 6 points. That 4-point lead they have at half time. They have it back again. John Buckley goes up for the ball. He leaves it to Aidan O'Mahony. Aidan is fouled there by Billy O'Shea. Aidan O'Mahony up and about with it fairly quickly, but this whistle happy referee is not happy with this free from where it was taken, because he wants to give a ticking to Billy O'Shea. Well, I suppose Billy acknowledges the ticking, and Aidan O'Mahony now has been told to go back again and start all over again. So now then, Aidan O'Mahony, will he use the elements? I think he will. He does indeed. He drives it long ball inside. And coming out for there is Paul Costello on the Laune Rangers side. Paul Costello is fouled. So too is John Lynch. And John Sheehan is the man up and about and ready to take the free. No Lynch is behind him, but John likes to go the more orthodox way and to go front ways. John drives it long now for Pa Sullivan. Pa's being marked by Padraig Reedy. Still Pa Sullivan out to Billy O'Shea, who's covered every blade of grass here. Billy inside to Mike Frank. Kieran Cahill is not too far away. Still Mike Frank Russell. He scored a goal he scored 2 points already this afternoon. You can now make it 3. 2 from play, a peach of a point from a very awkward position.
Yeah, with teams like Laune Rangers, when you have that extra bit of class of an inter-county star, you know, and that's what Mike Frank is. Great player of the past and still has it. He great score off his left foot. But I think the strength of the likes of Pa Sullivan is coming out and winning ball around the 40 at the moment, and giving space the likes of Mike Frank to make those runs and take advantage. The strength of the likes of Liam Hassett as well come into the fore, and they'll have to try some other option now, Rathmore, because they're hitting in long ball there and it's covered by the Laune Rangers back and it's not working for them.
Yeah, well, we're gone 7 minutes into the second half. 1-8 now to 6 points. Well, from Rathmore's point of view, I hope they can stay in touch and make a game out of this. Maybe, well, Laune Rangers, some followers will say we hope they can't. Shamey Foley, he's been the man of the match so far. He's got 1-3 from play, Shamey Foley, and now he takes on Tom Sullivan again. Has got away from Tom Sullivan again, and this is a beauty with the outside of the right boot. Tom Sullivan is in trouble at full back here.
Well, he's in trouble, yeah. I mean, he took him on there. I thought he was going to pass outside him, but you see, that's the confidence of a player after already putting scores over the bar, plus his goal. He has confidence now to take it, and that was beautiful. That was off the outside of the boot. Curled beautifully, played it to the far post, curled beautifully, like any inter-county star, Gary.
That's as good as a point you'll see anywhere from Shamey Foley. He's causing problems inside there in that full forward line. Well, maybe there might be a little bit of a switch. They might switch even Tom Sullivan over and Mike Frank. It might work on both ways. It might be a good move for Rathmore. But so far, Shamey Foley is causing problems inside there, and there's no doubt about John Evans. He's down here. He's very animated down here in front of us. He's checking his watch. It'll tell him that there's 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. Laune Rangers are by no way out of the woods yet, and no way home and dry yet, but so far it's been a good start to the second half. They lead now 1 goal and 9 points to 6 points, and this kick out from Jamison Hughes has been busy since the start of the second half. Up they go in the middle of the field. Connell Kelly wins it, and a very high tackle there by John Buckley, and a very clumsy sort of tackle from the Rathmore midfielder will earn him a ticking from referee Tom McCarthy. And Liam Hassett has the ball now, transferring it on to John Lynch. John Lynch still 60 yards out from goal, getting inside John Buckley rather relatively easy. Hand passing it inside again to Shamey Foley, but this time Tom Sullivan uses his experience and goes back there and puts the shackles in on him, and Tom plays it on outside to his right half back, who's James Sullivan. James Sullivan coming out of defence, gives it to Aidan O'Mahony. Aidan O'Mahony now still 45 out from his own goal. Aidan O'Mahony drives it right footed inside looking for Michael Reardon, but Michael Reardon is beaten there by Owen Ferris, and that's gone out, and that's going to be a line ball to Laune Rangers over in the far side in front of what is a packed stand here now in the Austin Stack Park. Great crowd here in Tralee this afternoon, miles and miles better than what was in Killarney yesterday. And this quickly free or line ball is taken by John Sheehan, but it's gone astray into James Sullivan. Now then, can Laune Rangers or can Rathmore build from the back? This is the side for Tim Cronin. Tim, the midfielder, the captain. This is Mike D. Cahill. They look very similar indeed. This is Mike D. Cahill, the player that's been introduced. Mike D. still 45 out from goal with a lot of work to do. Transfer to Jerry Murphy. Can Jerry Murphy get away from Liam Hassett? The answer to that is no at the moment. And the referee is consistent, if nothing nothing else, Tim, he's penalised him again for travelling.
Well, I tell you, because he put a lot of use in that whistle in the first. I wonder did he change it at half time, but like in all fairness, that was a good call by him, Gary. There was a bit of travelling, he had nowhere to play the ball and he was travelling.
Mike Frank Russell in the meantime is launching another attack for Laune Rangers. After him is Kieran Cahill, transfers it to Pass Sullivan back to inside to Brian Gannon, and now it's gone in again to Mike Frank, and again Cardin copy of the last one, and with the left one again. Cardin copy is the word. Over the bar again. Terrific score from Mike D. Cahill, and there's a change coming in on the Rathmore side.
Yes, Gary, there is. Number 25 Ian Kenner is coming in, making way. Number 7 Owen Doherty.
Thank you, Joe. Great score, didn't it?
That's a great score. You see, that's the difference probably between Rathmore and Laune Rangers at the moment, Gary. You have Mike Frank, a guy that's able to take a ball on the left or right foot, and they're playing it into that space, winning balls, slowing up the play around the 40, and he's making the space, and he'll put him over from there all day. But a big guy that's probably having a huge game here is Conal Kelly. He's getting his hands dirty, even when their backs were to the wall in the first half, and he was winning ball, and he's doing the same thing now, Gary.
Well, Tom McCarthy has told John Evans to move in off the pitch, that he's encroaching onto the pitch too much. 1-10 now to 6 points, and a switch. I can see that Aidan O'Mahony has now gone in full back. That was the switch we were talking about. Aidan O'Mahony has gone in on Shamey Foley. Maybe it is a little bit too late. Rathmore will have to group for this one. Inside there is Padraig Reedy. After Padraig Reedy is Paul Sullivan, not leaving him come out. He plays it, well, rather dangerously as usual, but it's not that dangerous because there wasn't a Rathmore man across the face of the goal, and this now coming out is Kieran Cahill. We're gone 12 minutes into the second half. This is Mike D. Cahill. It is 1-10. That's 13 points to 6. The number 25, the man introduced, Ian Kelleher now there, but they've lost possession, and Liam Hassett has it back for Laune Rangers. Liam Hassett transferred inside now to Mike Frank. This could be a dangerous here. This could be goal, and he's going for goal from Michael Francis Russell. What a bullet from about 25 yards out.
Well, there's guys across the channel, Gary, they're getting thousands every day, every week to do things like that. That was a huge score, a brilliant score. And you saw the support player by John Sheehan as well. He was actually going to pass it to John, but decided to take it on himself. No keeper in the land would have saved that. A massive score, and that's the difference. I suppose Mike Frank actually is the difference in the second half so far. And Rathmore in total disarray. They haven't got it. They're chasing back. They're making mistakes. Even when they're possession of the ball, they're harrying. I am sure that the likes of John Evans must have given a massive talk at half time. This is a different Laune Rangers in the second half.
Oh, totally different Laune Rangers. 2-10 now to 6 points, and we've gone 14 minutes of the second half. Going for it now here is Brian Gannon. Brian Gannon helping him out is Paul Costello down there. Paul Costello plays it into Billy O'Shea. Billy O'Shea, soccer style, will play it out to Shamey Foley, but it's mopped up very well in the end by James Sullivan. He transfers it out to Padraig Reedy, and Padraig Reedy now, they need something now, Rathmore. They're in trouble. They've around about the 15 to go, and they are trading 2-10 to 6 points. Would you ever believe, we never thought it would happen that quick, that the Rathmore would crumble and that Laune Rangers would come good. Here is Jerry Murphy taking on 4, maybe 5 of the Laune Rangers boys, but he's lost it, and Noel Lynch has picked it up for Laune Rangers, and Noel Lynch outside now to Mike Frank, who's back in his half back line. Back to Shamey Foley. Shamey Foley inside to Pass Sullivan, and they're playing now with confidence, the Laune Rangers. They're playing with a team who have played or who were beaten in last year's county final, but we did say at the start it might stand to them in the long run. Cut out there by James O'Sullivan. Back to Kieran Cahill. Kieran Cahill drives it long there now for Mike D. Cahill. Mike D. They're running out of thoughts up front to Rathmore, and this is, I think, is a Damien Casey transferred again to Mike D. It is long ball inside, high tackle there, nothing wrong with it, says Tom McCarthy. John Lynch wins the ball for Laune Rangers, and John Lynch is gone out now to his brother Noel Lynch. This is Liam Hassett. Liam Hassett takes a heavy knock there from Tim Cronin, but he still holds on to the ball, and that's the most important thing. John Sheehan now outside to Billy O'Shea. Billy O'Shea, great performance by Laune Rangers in the second half, and we did say maybe playing against the elements is better than playing with the elements. And here's Shamey Foley. Foley has done the business at full forward. Now he's been marked by Aidan O'Mahony, and that's he could see red for this, Tim.
It's silly.
There was no need of that.
It was right under the ref's eyes as well, and no need for it as well, because they're well in control of the game. The Laune Rangers lead 2-10 to 6 points, but like you say, the game overall at the minute, they're in total disarray. Like you say, they're lacking ideas, Rathmore, and even it's from their own 14-yard line to get it up. You know, they can't get the ball up the pitch at all, and it's an effort for them, and they're closing them down. I suppose the difference here at the moment is the inter-county stars on that row, the Laune Rangers side are doing better than the inter-county stars on the Rathmore side.
Yes, well, that is true. And I suppose it was a yellow card that was brandished there too. He was unlucky to Shamey Foley, really, because he just let fly into the ankles of Aidan O'Mahony. But anyway, we'll continue with the play, and it's John Lynch who's down here in front of us in a very sandy, we'll call, Austin Stack Park. John Lynch plays it back to Conor Falvey. Conor back again to John Lynch. Well, I remember Conor Falvey playing very well against the Gooch himself last year. Today, who will be on the Gooch? That's up for decision later on. Inside, it's going to be Shamey Foley, and Shamey is pulled to the ground by Aidan O'Mahony. Shamey Foley, we've repeated ourselves, he's constantly causing problems to the Rathmore defence.
But he is not alone, actually. He's aerial dominance, and he's good on the ball even. He's a big enough man. He's travelling with it, and any ball that he went up today, he was kind of winning it or breaking it down, and that was a huge factor. Actually, when Laune Rangers were struggling probably in the first half, Gary, he was winning ball, and they got a couple of nice scores out of it. And again, a scoring chance, and I'm sure is Pa Sullivan will have a go at this.
Yeah, Pa's going to have a crack at this, I'd say. We're about 14 minutes to go from the final whistle. There is no doubt but Rathmore need a goal. Whether it's going to come from some angle, you can't see it coming at the moment, but they need a goal to get back into this. 2-10, that's 16 points to 6. They'll need more than a goal. Pa Sullivan is going to take it quickly, and he does to Brian Gannon. Brian Gannon hasn't got it on the scoreboard yet, but the captain is still playing his part. Back to Pa Sullivan. Oh, beauty point from Pa Sullivan with the left leg, splits the post again.
Well, probably too much distance in the first place when he was taking the free, but you know, when you have confidence and when everything is going right, I suppose Gary, those go over in your normal day. He judged that beautifully, and the wind did the rest once he got the height in it, and a great score. But like I say, everything is going the Laune Rangers way at the moment.
But Tim, credit to Laune Rangers, they're a different team in the second half, but Rathmore have crumbled.
They have crumbled, and I think different things happened the first half, but play breaking down and everything, they needed to go score. They're very one-dimensional now, and I thought fellas like Jory Murphy need to be taking scores up the other side in the first half to make a foundation for the second half, and that didn't happen. But Laune Rangers come out a different team altogether.
No, totally different. Well, for the performance Rathmore put in the first half, and they were really outstanding in the first half, it's like chalk and cheese as the man said in the second half. They really are not at the races at all. This is James Sullivan in his own half-back line. Now then, I think, James, your only hope is to drive it in long, and I see Michael Reardon is down and stretched inside, and there's a real banging match inside. Hot and heavy between Michael Reardon and Owen Ferris. Fists are flying from all angles here, and there are now at least 20-25 of them involved inside it. Hopefully peace can be restored, but it all happened between Owen Ferris and Michael Reardon. I didn't see it. I saw Reardon on the ground. I saw him getting up. He did had a box in at Owen Ferris, and Owen Ferris, I suppose, naturally enough, retaliated. You don't want to see that happening, Tim.
Don't want to see it, but the good thing, I know a lot of players they actually went in to pull their own players away, and that's a good thing. To be a lot worse if they were going in to do damage, and that's the good thing about it. It only lasted 15-20 seconds. We don't want to see it, but the good thing is when the players ran in, they separated their own players, and that's good in football. The common sense prevailed there, Gary.
Now let's see, has he got the right two men? He has. His Owen Ferris, that's the full back, and he's Michael Reardon. Well, I think it's a rush of blood to the head on both sides. He probably would do the sensible thing and give them a yellow card. I know, I suppose rules are rules, and boxing is boxing, and it should be red, but we'll see what Tom McCarthy will do. It's yellow, both sides. They're lucky, Tim, to get away with a yellow.
Well, they are lucky, but I think the big part, like I say, is the players running in. They pull their own players away. It could have got a lot worse if other guys came in and tried to do a small bit of damage and injure someone, and then probably the ref made his decision on that.
Now I think his decision here, he's going to hop the ball relatively close enough to where the incident took place, and I can now tell you it's a packed Austin Stack Park here this afternoon, and of course they are eagerly awaited, and I see a lot of neutral faces down here who wouldn't have any contact with any of these two clubs, or neither would they have any contact with Crokes or Gaeltacht, but they're here to see all the action. This free to be taken by Michael Reardon, and things are not going right. A wide again. More substitutions on the Rathmore side. Joe O'Mahony.
Another sub for Rathmore, number 22. That's Pat McCarthy coming in. Just give me a moment and I'll find out for you who he's replacing.
Okay, Joe, thank you for that. So with Joe on Joe sprinting down along the line as I speak to find out who was replaced, but I think it's this corner forward coming on. Here's a Damien.
Michael Reardon, number 10, is making way.
Michael Reardon, rightio, Joe, thank you for that. Michael Reardon coming in. So then 2-11 to 6 points. Tim, is there any way back?
No, it's too much. I mean, that's a huge gap altogether. Things have fallen apart, and now they're winning breaks, winning simple ball, Laune Rangers, and they're doing things just at will at the moment, and it makes it very easy. That's the difference. They put that free wide down there. If that was up the other side, Laune Rangers would be putting it over the bar.
Conor Falvey transfers it to Conall Kelly, and now it's gone into Brian Gannon, and they move with purpose when they do move, and here's John Sheehan all the way up on the forward line again. John Sheehan has already got one. Can we say two? Well, John Sheehan, the referee today, has been most consistent in his
Carrying
of the ball.
He doesn't like
travelling, no, definitely not.
He's down it big time today, and John Sheehan was mad to get a score there. He's been up in support play all day. Looked like a foot block as well, but obviously the ref thought it was something other.
John Sheehan came out possessed and he faced Tom McCarthy head on, and he said, what was that for? In the meantime, it's Tim Cronin who has it for Rathmore. Tim Cronin, they have an awful lot to do to try and get back into this, and they'd need a couple of goals. They'd need 3 of them at the moment. The way they're playing, you can't see them getting one, because the Laune Rangers have improved 110% in all angles. And this is John Buckley with the ball. John Buckley now, he hand passes it in to the wing forward Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill is fouled now. This will be a free, and Shane was fouled there by Paul Costello, and he quickly plays it out to the far side to the Damien Casey, the full forward. Damien inside to Jerry Murphy. Jerry with the left leg. Jerry gets one back anyway. It's a consolation score, but it's no more than that, Tim.
Well, I tell you, it's probably the only excitement I see at the moment is Liam Higgins sitting down here beside me with a broad grin in his face after that result against Stax yesterday. But that's the way the game has gone at the moment, Gary. You know, total dominance, and you know, that's really is a consolation. And Jory, I expect a lot more from Jory. He had chances in the first half, but it didn't happen from. But like I say, Laune Rangers, you know, great warriors as far as championship. And this game, like I suppose, it's little more than a training exhibition at the moment. You know, with the scoreline, the foundation, but a total different team in the second half, Gary.
Yeah, totally. There's been another change in the Rathmore side.
There has, Gary, yes. Number 18, Brendan Nagel's been introduced, making way number 12, Shane O'Neill. And thanks for continuing to make reference to West Kerry Stacks, lads.
No bother, Joe, at all. You're over it now. Next year again, Joe.
Well, I don't like you saying lads. The plural won't be right, because I didn't make any reference to it. Thank you anyway, Joseph, for keeping us in conduct here. It was Mr. Moynihan that made the reference to it. Here's Brian Gannon that has it. Brian Gannon down to John Lynch. He to Liam Hassett, and he to John Sheehan. We're going through the motions here now. There's about 8 minutes to go here in the Austin Stack Park, and it's 2-11 to 7 points. And Paul Costello now transfers the ball inside. It's mopped up though inside there by the number 18 after coming on. That's Brendan Nagel from Rathmore. He gives it to their cornerback. That's Porter Greedy. And a free out. Jerry Murphy penalised. Liam Hassett again getting involved. Something rather needless, lads. There's no need of this. Jerry Murphy will be called aside. John Sheehan is now putting in his tuppence worth of it, whatever it's about. And well, I think he's going to be called aside, Tim, and get a yellow card.
Yeah, I suppose mentally this is very hard, the Rathmore side. You heard from the interview before the game started. You know, they were full of confidence. They thought today they would take Laune Rangers, but everything has gone against them. But like I say, they're a battle-hardened side, this Laune Rangers side, and any opposition that they'll meet in the championship now on will be very tough. But
indeed.
It's always one-way traffic at the moment.
The yellow card was given to Jerry Murphy. Continuing on with the play, Rathmore try and build again from the back. Can they get a goal at least to make something more presentable here in the Austin Stack Park? This is John Buckley. He's tried his hat out around midfield today. Then John Buckley transfers it over to the number 22. He was taken out of it there by by Owen Ferris, and that of course was the substitute Pat McCarthy, who was after brought in. And Ferris will have to be careful because he's already on a yellow, and that was a really clumsy sort of a tackle by him over there. So Ferris will have to behave himself for the next 7 or 8 minutes. Jerry Murphy is the man with this kick, driven long inside, and it's gone over the bar again. Another consolation there for Rathmore. Maybe it was Michael A. Kelleher, I think, was the man who got that one, but a consolation point again, Tim.
Yeah, again, but like I said, the gap is too wide, Gary. You know, those goals, the Michael Frank factor, that was a huge bearing on this game, and that's what you need in a game like that. Some guy that can do something special, you know, to give you the advantage, and that's why you have, you know, players like Liam Hassett, Mike Frank, and a lot of those guys wore the Kerry jersey, and their experience now is telling as well. But like I said, just a small bit of disappointment about Aidan O'Mahony and Tom Sullivan today. You know, they required lead the ship today, this Rathmore side, but I suppose there's days when things go against you, and today I
suppose Tim, the goal before half time now does prove to be the difference.
That's
really
a massive tonic. I can imagine if they went in level at half time to be different. You must keep in touch, like the game yesterday where you're in touch, you have a chance in the second half, but that's it. You know, you're chasing a 4-point lead in, and that's what they've done from the start of the second half.
Connell Kelly wins it, gives it to Billy Shea, and it's now gone into John Lynch, and the watch tells us we have 6 minutes to go here now. John Lynch still going forward. Has John Lynch scored this afternoon? No, he hasn't. He's having a cut from here, and what he's going to be looking at more changes, Joe, down there on the Laune Rangers side.
Yeah, first sub of the afternoon for the Clorglen side. Number 16, Pa Sheehan, is coming in for Pa Sullivan.
Well, Pa Sheehan coming in for Pa Sullivan. Pa Sullivan has done his worth as well. He's done well. He's got a goal, or he's got a point from a free and a point from play, and Pa was certainly acted as a good target man inside their timid full forward this afternoon.
Oh yeah, big time. And like I say, they were operating between the two. You Shimmy Foley going to the edge of the square, but he played a lot in the second half out in the 40, setting up runs and giving space for Mike Frank to play into. And like I say, underneath that stand side, Mike Frank was really punishing the Rathmore side for the duration of the second half.
It's going to be another line ball astray, pass clearance by Rathmore, and it's going to be a line ball down here in front of us. Inside the Laune Rangers dugout is the ball, and Paul Costello is the man that has retrieved it, and Paul will take this and he'll drive it long inside. Now we're going through the motions as we have been for the last 10 to 15 minutes here now, and getting his first taste of the action inside there. And again, another off the ball again. This time it's Aidan O'Mahony, and the substitute there, number 16, Pa Sheehan. No sense to this in the earthly world could you ever. I can't for the life of me understand it.
That's silly. It's happened already once up there, and where I have to compliment the players on both sides pulling guys away. But there's no need. You don't want a game. Look, if you're losing it, you're losing it. If you're winning it, you take the advantage, and that shouldn't be happening. And the ref has to, speak to these guys again, because
especially Tim from the Laune Rangers side, because they are going to be looking forward now to a semi-final, and a red card can put one of these guys out.
Well, that's what players. You must be mature enough and disciplined enough, to know what position you're in. You're going forward into the next game, and like I say, you have to take the advantage of that. You don't want to get involved in schmozzles, and the ref could brandish a red card there.
He could have
be
easily.
detrimental to the future of some of these club players. But I'm silly to see this thing happen. They're all mature men now, and they should act like that.
Well, it's yellow he's given to both of them, to Pa Sheehan and to Aidan O'Mahony. And Liam Hassett and Aidan O'Mahony are at it slightly now again. Well, they've freed themselves from it, and coming out now again is Rathmore's number 25, Ian Kelleher, trying to come out. 3 or 4 Laune Rangers. There's big appetite in these Laune Rangers boys. Liam Hassett has done the business too today. He's been instrumental. I think so has this man. Mike Frank transfers it to Billy O'Shea. Billy for goal, but blocked on the line, and Billy's not happy with that one. Well, he drove it straight at him, Jamison Hughes, so he did. 4 minutes to go here now in the Austin Stack Park, and coming out with it is Padraig Reedy over there on the far side. Damien Casey is back there to help him again. Connell Kelly fouls him. Play is continued on, and now it's Tom Sullivan, and Tom drives it long a good 45-50 metres, pulling and dragging on both sides. Tom McCarthy's decision is a free in to Michael A. Kelleher, and Michael A. is going to take this one himself, and he'll try and muster a goal now to put a fairer scoreboard up for them, but it's not going to get a goal like that. And coming out for it now, pulled down there by John Sheehan, and John Sheehan is going to be called aside. Was John booked before? I don't think he wasn't.
A little bit silly by John there, because he just moved out the foot as the player was going down to pick it up, and gives him a chance. But in a closer game, he could rue that sort of mess up. And like I say, the huge advantage, 211 to 8 points, the advantage with Laune Rangers, and these really are consolation scores now, aren't they?
Consolation scores. That's the only way we could describe them. And well, I remember Rathmore crumbled against South Kerry last year. Was it in the quarterfinals? Or it was in the quarterfinals, and they've done something similar, unfortunately, for themselves today. Another point there from Michael A. Keller. They were into it big time, but I know we keep repeating ourselves. Probably the goal before half-time made the difference. Number 19 for Rathmore, I believe, is coming in and getting his place, and number 20 for Laune Rangers. Go down to Joe.
Yeah, it's Donald Casey of Rathmore coming in for Damien Casey, and it's going to be Maurice Foley of Laune Rangers.
Okay.
For Conal Kelly.
For Conal Kelly. So Conal, the man from County Antrim, he's done the business, had wing forward, and Maurice Foley now coming into the action down there. So the watch tells us now we're about 2 minutes to go from Tom McCarthy's full-time whistle, and sun still shining here in the Austin Stack Park. Very blustery conditions though here, but well, Laune Rangers and Rathmore, they had to do with the blustery conditions, and the Crooks and the Gaeltacht, they'll have to put up with it for the next game. So then it's Paul Costello now here. Paul trying to go into territory once again, gives it out to John Lynch. John Lynch to Liam Hassett, and Liam Hassett to Brian Gannon. And Brian Gannon, this is possession football. This is what all the training sessions are about. John Lynch keeping possession, keeping play. John Sheehan now up with the forwards again. John Sheehan is showing a great level of fitness here this afternoon. Transfers it on out to Brian Gannon. Brian Gannon gives it back to Noel Lynch. They're keeping play. They've gone about through 10 or 12 passes now. John Lynch again. Billy O'Shea. Billy with the foot pass, going looking for Pa Sheehan. Leaves it to Mike Frank Russell. Mike Frank touched that one on the ground, but anyway, it didn't matter because he lost possession, and coming out it was Kieran Cahill, and Kieran Cahill now transfers it on to his right half back James O'Sullivan. James inside for Michael Reardon. Michael A. Kelleher rather. Michael A. Kelleher has got 3 points from play after he's been one of the better Rathmore been on duty today on the foul line, and Mike Reardon now wins his free, and Jerry Murphy comes in to take this free, and it's getting nasty and getting hot between Jerry Murphy and Liam Hassett. And well, Liam, if I was you, would just walk away from it and go in and wind the house, because there's not much sense or point. There's only about a minute to go on this, and getting involved in something like that, it really doesn't make sense at all. Here's Jerry Murphy. Jerry will play it inside to Donald Casey. He's beaten it by Noel Lynch, who's done well. Noel came in instead of Jerry Coffey this afternoon. Noel has done the business. He's done very well. up to number 20, the man who's come in there. And that, of course, is Morris Foley. But it's mopped up now by Tom O'Sullivan. Tom, I'd say, has thrown in the towel at this stage. He knows that they're beating Padraig Reedy and they're trying their hardest. Aidan O'Mahony is trying his hardest to pump him back in again. And dangerous ball, but no, this is going to go very, very much to the right and wide. Tim, disappointing from Rathmore. We can't say no more.
Disappointing. I suppose what the second half really showed, Gary, is that there's a gap between these two sides, and the inter-county stars stood up and counted, and lacking ideas as well. Very one-dimensional. They try to walk the ball at times into the net. That doesn't work. You must have something, but I suppose Laune Rangers have something special as well in the likes of Mike Frank. He had a huge influence in this game, giving him that option of playing it to him, and he had to take scores out underneath the stand. Plus, that was a brilliant goal, probably one of the goals of the season. I'd like to see a better one in the championship anyway, but massive display, and certain guys stood up and were counted today, and I think that was the difference between the two sides.
Yeah, more changes there, Joe, on the Laune Rangers side.
Yes, Gary, the latest Rangers substitution, season number 19, Jeffrey O'Mahony coming in for the captain, Brian Gannon.
Okay, Brian Gannon coming in. Well, as we say now, then it's only a matter of time. We're gone a minute and a half into injury time. There's no need really of playing all that, because it's a foregone conclusion now. Laune Rangers will join West Kerry in the semi-final hat for this evening's draw, and hopefully we'll have news of that draw, whether Liam or Weeshy will have it on air, but I will probably have it. We'll be on, of course, till 6 o'clock. If we don't have it from the Austin Stack Park, we'll have it from the studio for you, the news of that draw and the news of the replay of East Kerry and South Kerry. In the meantime, it's Billy O'Shea to Mike Frank Russell, the man who did the business this afternoon, getting 1 goal and 4 points, 1-3 from play and a free from Mike Frank, but a bullet of a goal there midway through the second half. Going through the motions once again, Tim Cronin coming for this one. Oh, that's a rather clumsy tackle there by number 5, Paul Costello, and Paul Costello will get a ticking from Tom McCarthy, no doubt, for this. He may even get a yellow, and yes, another yellow brandished there to Paul Costello. So this is a free. We are gone 32 minutes. All we need to hear now is the final whistle from referee Tom McCarthy, and I think we could be hearing it in a matter of seconds. It's 2 goals and 11 points to Laune Rangers. It's 9 points to Rathmore. Laune Rangers, as I say, about to go into the semi-final, and well, they'll be a difficult opponents for anyone, whoever should draw them for this championship, because this is a very, very good Laune Rangers side again this year. They've improved immensely from their performance over Kinmare. Kinmare can feel a little bit unlucky with their performance, because they could have beat them back in Killargan about 2 months ago. Anyway, Rathmore are attacking once again. It's a dangerous ball. It's high into the square and it's fisted, gone out wide. Was it John Buckley who got it? Doesn't really matter who got it. It's all over here. The final whistle has gone. It's disappointing from a Rathmore point of view. It's 2-11 to 9 points, and Joe Mahoney has now gone down to the sideline, and Joe is joined by John Evans.
Congrats, John Evans. John, a timely reminder for anyone who might have written off Rangers.
Yeah, well, we've been waiting a long time. We've been performing badly all year, but we've knuckled down in training so far anyway, and we've had a good response from the players. I suppose it was heartwarming there in the second half where we came out and we played well. I think the goal just before half-time may have done a lot of damage to Rathmore,
And I guess the second goal coming soon after half-time, that was the score that really put it to bed.
Yeah, well, Mike Franks, it was a well-worked goal, and Jesus, it was like a bullet, it was in the back of the net before anybody reacted. Goalkeeper, I think, may have got a finger to it, I don't know, but I was very pleased the way they played this year in this game, and we've been waiting all year. We've been written off and told we didn't deserve to beat Kinmare, and Kinmare were a very tough team, and it was early in the year, so I'm just happy enough the way it's gone for us, really.
As you say, John, the goal just before half-time gave you some breathing space. Can I ask you what was said in the dressing room at half-time?
Well, I thought it was a false impression on the attack of the game at first half. I thought that Rathmore had played very well, and we certainly we're used to this, and we know that we shouldn't have been really up 4 points. I thought, maybe with a lot of wides, and Rathmore had played very well, and we knew that we were lucky to be 4 points up, so we decided we'd make use of that if we could. Rathmore started in well with 2 points, but I thought the 2 points we got straight afterwards showed the intent we had for the game in the second half.
Yeah, you were very clinical in that 10 or 15 minutes after the half-time break. That was the Laune Rangers of old.
Well, it's the Laune Rangers of present at the moment, Joe, so hope we can continue it now.
In hindsight, I guess maybe that Kinmare game, the kick up the backside that was required.
Well, I suppose it's a kick up the backside in one way, but we're experienced to know that if you survive that round, you won't have football for the next 3 months. And we're experienced enough of that. It was a good display by Rathmore there, no doubt about it. Let's not take away from it. But they just hit a Laune Rangers team. They were on the up, and they knew that there was a lot more in. And unfortunately, we picked a day like today to show it in the second half.
Managers don't like to single out players, so I'll do it. Shamey Foley and Mike Frank, 1-4 apiece.
Yeah, I mean, there's something. There's Pa Sullivan, Shamey, and Mike Frank. They're all over 6 foot. They're good footballers. It was just something we've been working on the training field, and it paid off here today.
Okay, John, best luck in the last 4. Gary.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks a lot, Joe, and John Evans as well. Tim, the